everybody, it's Mrs. Colombo and I have some special guests today. We have some students from the Peters Township High School track and field and cross country team have come up to just talk with us a little bit about I asked them to help us inspire us to run and to learn more about running in hopes that our Kids of Steel program will really take off this year. So far we have 60 participants. That's awesome. We want to keep on growing. We have till the end of January to still sign up. So while we're here, I wanted to get you to meet everyone, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you what grade they're in. First, we have Mrs. Wolk's son.
Nick Wolk, I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Delaney Webb, and I'm in 12th grade.
I'm Luca, and I'm also a senior.
And I'm Erin, and I'm also a senior.
Okay, so I really was interested in just learning about how did all of you first want to run? Like, how did you know that running was going to be a sport that you know that you would like?
Well, I started at a pretty young age. I was about 7 years old, and I went with my family and Mrs. Colombo to my first 5K in 2 Mountain Way.
I didn't start competing until middle school, but I had watched my parents run half marathons and marathons, and I kind of grew up with it and always loved running.
My mom was a runner in high school, and I always looked up to her, and she really encouraged me to run. I love doing it now.
I started running with my family before high school, but I started competing in high school whenever my dad encouraged me to.
Okay, so lots of family involvement. That sounds great. Now, the boys and girls, I think they'd like to know a little bit more about what is the event that you do best in? Like, what do you like to do? What part of the track program or cross country really seems to suit you?
Well, I do the mile. It's 4 laps around the track regularly. I like it because it's a good mix of speed and endurance, not just fun.
Okay, so the mile is what we're doing with the Kids of Steel. And I have to ask you, Nick, how fast can you do a mile?
I do a mile in 4 minutes and 37 seconds.
Okay, so boys and girls, 4 minutes and 37 seconds. It's really fast. We're all trying to get a mile in, and we're going to hopefully get there for the race in May for Kids of Steel, but that's something to really, really work towards. I'm sure you have to practice a lot to get that speed.
6 days a week.
6 days a week. What a big commitment. Okay, thanks.
In high school, you can start competing in the 2 mile in track, which is called the 3,200 meter, and it's 8 laps around the track.
Thank you.
My favorite event is the 4x8 relay, and it's really cool because if one of the guys on your team is having a down day, you got 3 other guys to help pick you up. Basically what the event is everybody runs 2 laps around the track, and then you hand the baton off to another runner, and there's 4 of us in the race.
During the fall, which is the cross-country season, our race is a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, and I like it because you have to incorporate hills, and it's not just about speed.
So it's more distance.
Yeah.
And so boys and girls, you can see that we've been trying to train really hard at our house, maybe outdoors when it's nice. But while it's cold, it's kind of hard to do that. So any suggestions on what we can do just to prepare ourselves for the 1 mile that we're doing in May? The things we can do, I know a lot of us have talked about good eating. Sometimes if we don't eat so much, maybe too much chips and pop and things, you kind of don't feel good. Luca, do you have any suggestions on like how to eat well?
Yeah, absolutely. Before practice, it's always good to eat, usually an hour before. Fruits and vegetables are the best things, in particular bananas. It's also very good to drink a lot of water, at least 1 cup, I would say, per hour, and that's just a way to keep yourself hydrated.
And you can feel if you've been eating maybe not so good, you feel that in your race or in your running.
Yeah, definitely. Some things that can happen are you get like maybe a cramp or something like that.
That actually is something that the boys and girls from last year, when they were running for a while, they had to stop because their sides would start to bother them. And so we were trying to tell them to maybe walk, not to give up, and to keep on maybe walking through those cramps. And do you think that has something to do with hydration and drinking lots of water?
Yeah, definitely. I've noticed throughout my running career that hydration is definitely one of the best things that can help you avoid those cramps. I know they hurt, so if you give up the sweets before a race, it's always a good thing, and eating more fruits and vegetables definitely helps.
Excellent. Well, boys and girls, I hope you're going to be learning from all these boys and girls here from the high school. We know that the Kids of Steel race is a great way just to get started in running. And then you'll find out, like one of the students here, that maybe you do like running, and maybe that's a sport or activity that you'd like to do more of. So let's look for these high school students at the track and at the cross-country field sites, and we wish them a great season. And I hope that Kids of Steel program, if you have questions, maybe if all of you will stop up and see us one day. We're going to be practicing in March and April after school some days, getting ready for the Kids of Steel program. So thank you all for being with us, and good luck to all your teams. Thanks. Okay, and boys and girls, one more thing. I wanted you to take a look at some of the medals that everybody's wearing here today. Every time they're in a track meet, this was the Baldwin Invitational, and it looks like they were 8th in the run. But Nick, which medal are you wearing today?
This is for the USATF National Championships. Like, this was down in Albuquerque. This wasn't with the high school program, but this is one thing I got to do outside of high school, and one thing that running has let me do is travel around the country.
That's awesome. Okay, everyone else has medals on too. Luca, can you tell us about that awesome statue there?
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys participate and run well as a team, sometimes you get to take home these giant, awesome, big trophies. And we got this one at a meet. We've got 3rd place, and we really worked hard for it.
Okay, and I heard the girls won the 1st place.
Yeah, we did. We got 1st as a team, and it's great to win on your own, but it's even better to win as a team. And honestly, my favorite part of running is the people that you meet in running, and a lot of my best friends are from running, so it's a good reason to keep running.
That's great. Okay, well again, we don't do it just for the medals, but it is nice to have a collection of these that you can showcase and just say that you did it. And to be part of a team is a wonderful thing to do. So we hope you all get out there and start running.